Hello, this is Mark Walsh again. I'm doing this video because I came across this guitar. This is a Monoprice Indio Telecaster. I don't know the model number or anything, but it's on Amazon, and if you look it up, if you just look up in the search function on Amazon, Indio or Monoprice guitar or Telecaster, this is one of the first ones that'll pop up. And I think they're selling this one currently. This one was like 87 or 89 bucks, and it comes with a gig bag, a nice kind of quasi padded gig bag. If you feel it, it almost feels like there's just like packing paper or something in the gig bag, but at least it's something in there, as opposed to in a previous video I showed some of the Harley Benton gig bags that I think a couple of my Strats and the one in LP copy came with just were basically just flat dust covers. But this one, the gig bag this one came with actually had a little bit of padding in it, even though it feels like paper in there, but still it's padding. But this one, it actually came intonated perfectly. Tuning machines are actually nicer than Harley Benton tuning machines. The only major difference, well, other than just you're not paying it being an Amazon purchase, if you're a Prime member, you're not paying shipping for these things, so you're saving, at least in terms of Monoprice versus Harley Benton, which is what I've been buying for the most part up to this point. You're saving a boatload on shipping because Harley Benton, being a foreign manufacturer, which this is a foreign manufacturer, but Harley Bentons are pretty much solely sold on the Thomann website, which right now, even just a single guitar, if you buy a single guitar on the Thomann website, a Harley Benton, if you buy like a $100 guitar on the Thomann website, the shipping for that $100 guitar could be like 50 to 70 bucks. Whereas this one, I think this guitar was, like I said, I think it's like 87, 89, something like that. But there was no shipping cost because I'm a Prime member. So it was the flat 87, 89, whatever it was, plus tax to your area with the gig bag. So that's nice. And I'm going to say that I actually like this guitar better than all but one of my Harley Bentons. I think there was a previous video where I showed it was kind of like a tritone sunburst Strat Harley Benton that is my favorite guitar that I currently have, and that's my like go-to. This one is kind of quickly becoming my number two, bordering on my number one, just because I enjoy this one so much. If I could find one, or maybe even somewhere down the line modify this to where it had like the Nashville pickup system, like had the middle pickup in there, this may actually become my number one. But like I was saying, the tuning machines better than Harley Benton, the bridge better than Harley Benton, the pickups, it's kind of a push. The Roswells with Harley Benton I actually kind of enjoy, but these pickups are actually really nice. The control knobs better than Harley Benton. The pickup selector, it's nice and smooth. I'm gonna give this one the win. The finish, the pictures actually made it look more yellow, and I don't know if it's gonna come across on here, but it's actually more of like a true butterscotch kind of color. It's nice. The fingerboard, it doesn't specify what it's made out of. I guarantee you it's not rosewood. I don't know what it is, but it's actually really nice. Required no truss rod adjustments when I got it. Like I said, it was intonated, required no adjustments to intonation. The only thing that I did have to do to this was the fret sprouting was it was pretty bad. The fret ends were pretty sharp, but I do a lot of my own work to my guitars. So I have a file set, so I just went ahead and filed down the ends of it and got them nice and smooth and buffed them out, and they're perfect now. So for a little bit of my own effort and 80 to 90 bucks, this guitar is actually really nice. And another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is I got a new fuzz pedal. I'm gonna try to remember to make it the thumbnail for this video. It is an ISET. I had never heard of them before. It's ISET, and it's called the Wheat Fuzz. It is kind of almost like a tube screamer green, and it has a picture of like a wheat stalk on it, and it doesn't specify what type of fuzz it's emulating within the description. Again, it's an Amazon purchase, and I think it was 30 bucks, maybe 35, maybe not even that. But it's definitely a big muff. It's a muff clone. And just to give you an idea, I have the volume set on about 2 o'clock, the tone set on about 230, bordering on 3, and what they call sustain, which is the gain, I have it dialed all the way back to almost between like 9 and 10 o'clock. So it's pretty low. And here, I'll just give you a listen to it. Now, I also have one of my always on pedals. And again, if you watched it in my previous videos, I am a cheap ass when it comes to guitar equipment, basically anything. But one of my my one always on pedal is an Amazon Basics. Truthfully, it's an Amazon Basics boost pedal that I have set, and I like it because unlike a lot of other boost pedals, it actually has an EQ section on it. It has a bass and treble EQ section on it. Now, the drive I have all the way off. It's done. It's off. The bass I have about somewhere between 9 and 10, probably closer to 9. In the treble, off. It's just done. It's out. Because I do most of my EQ with my amp here, this Fender Champion 100, which I did a video on previously. But the boost is, like I said, it's my always on pedal. It just gives a little extra oomph to the signal, just so the amp since I use solid state amps, I don't want that. I do like the solid state sound immensely, but I just want that little extra something that solid states don't typically offer. And this boost pedal, which was, I legitimately think it was like $17.99. Now, it doesn't come with a power supply, but I run everything through my own power supply, so that was a moot point for me. But it's one of the best investments I've made for my pedal board, just because it gives you that little extra grit and grind that you don't get typically with a solid state, especially a Fender style amp. But to demonstrate the fuzz, the ISET Fuzz, and this guitar in particular, I'll do this little riff. It's from a newer Built to Spill. And if you haven't heard any of the newer Built to Spill, or have never heard of Built to Spill, go search them out. They're kind of like a hippie rock band from like the 90s and early 2000s that I had completely forgotten about. And then a local band member from here, I'm from Columbus, Ohio, from here in Columbus, Ohio, reminded me of them, and I've been listening to them nonstop recently, and man, I love them. But one of their more recent songs indulges in the fuzz tones, and this is from one of their more recent songs. You can hear, it kind of gets that big muff thing where if you dial off the volume, it'll get a little clean. Not like a fuzz face where you'll get like nice, like kind of almost like crystal clean. It just kind of gets that big muff clean. And I hope it comes across in this video that it actually does retain some clarity too. So, if you like cheap gear like I do, check out this particular guitar, this Monoprice Indio is what they're calling them. I think I'm gonna check out they have it's almost like a transparent blue starburst looking one for like $109. They recently had them on sale for like $89 and I didn't pick it up, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for it right now. But they have that one that I'm kind of looking at, and I'm kind of thinking of getting more ISET pedals. So check out the Indios. They're actually, in my opinion, if you have a file set, because they're probably going to have some fret sprout issues. If you know how to file down your own fret edges, or look up some YouTube videos and buy a file set for like $8 or $9 and experiment with doing it yourself. It's not that hard. Trust me, it's not that hard. I've been doing it for a while, but trust me, it's just not all that hard. People will try to tell you, oh, you're not going to ruin your fretboard. It's not hard. But if you're willing to experiment a little bit, buy a $9 fret set or file set to get the file ends down. You're gonna have a really nice guitar. And if you're looking for a fuzz, that ISET Wheat, it's kind of killer. It's nice. So until the next time, I'll see you.